Hello, this is Nick Coons with the Red 7 Linux YouTube channel, and you might have remembered from a couple of months ago about a video that I did looking for a specific type of calendaring software. I thought this would be pretty cool to tie in with a smartphone like a Palm Pre or something like that. Essentially what it was is it was a calendar, but instead of it being driven specifically by date and time, like, a Wednesday at 2:30 I have this particular event to do. Instead of it being driven by that, it was driven by location and time. So, for instance, I think the example that I gave was that there's this store that I drive by in Scottsdale that has really good cheesecake, and it's a pretty good deal. It's inexpensive, and I don't want to make a trip to that store just to get a piece of cheesecake. So I don't want to put it in there saying, like, Wednesday 2:30 go get cheesecake. What I'd rather do is when I'm in the area, I want something to remind me, hey, you're within half a mile or within a mile of this place. You should swing by and get a piece of cheesecake. I thought that would be pretty cool. I didn't think there was anything like that, and I had suggested, if someone wants to develop that, I think it's a good idea. Run with it. I'd be happy to take part in that. But in searching for it, it looks like it already exists. So I figured I'd put together another video here talking about the features of this particular program that I found, and so other people could find it and use it, hopefully find it useful. It's called Geostrings. Geo being for geo-targeting based on your location using GPS, and strings being that you tie a string around your finger to remind you to do something. So it's available in the Palm Pre. I imagine it's also available on other platforms, but I don't know for sure. It comes with a 10-day free trial, and then after that I think it's like $2, which is pretty average price for a lot of apps there. So completely worth it. I mean, if it's not exactly well, first of all, you get the 10-day free trial, so you can definitely see if it's what you like. But it turns out not to be what you want to use after the 10 days or whatever. I mean, it's $2, big deal. So anyway, here's essentially how it works. You create a geostring within the software. You type in an address, or you type in the location, and it uses uses the Google Maps system, I think, to find the address of that location. And then you specify a radius, a quarter mile, half mile, 3/4 mile, 1 mile, 2 miles, whatever it is. You specify the radius to basically say, when I'm within this radius, alert me. And then you can also lock it down to certain days and times. So for instance, this restaurant, this store that I go to with the cheesecake, of course, is not open at 2 in the morning. So I can limit it to like when they open at 9 and when they close at 10 p.m. and maybe they're only open Monday through Saturday, and I can go ahead and put that in there. That way, if I happen to pass by it during a time when they're not even open, then it's not going to alert me. What it does do is if you happen to come within the radius of the location, within the time frames that you specified, it's going to pop up a notification the same way it would pop up if someone sent you a text message, and it's going to say, whatever the note is. You create your own note, buy cheesecake. So I've got a couple of those geostrings set up. One, of course, is for the cheesecake. One is for me to check a PO box that I have for a different project. I check that PO box maybe once a month. It's not that big of a deal, but if I don't have the geostring in there to remind me to do it, then I either have to set up a static thing to go there and check it, or I just have to remember to do it. And of course, I never remember to do it, so stuff piles up. So I've got it so when I'm within a half mile of that particular post office to go check my PO box. Works out really well. And you can set up all sorts of different things like that too. The nice thing about this is, in my experience especially, if there are a lot of different times that you might have things to do, but you don't want to, but they're not time sensitive. I need to go and buy something. I need to go and do something. I need to drop something off somewhere when I'm in the area. They're not time sensitive. So instead of setting up a specific time to go do those things, which could totally interrupt your day, what I find useful is to have something alert me to do it when I'm in the area of that thing. So I find that, as I'm driving around, because I spend, 2, 3, sometimes 4 hours a day on the road, when I'm driving around, if I come within range of a certain area, I'm like, oh, okay, I had this piece of paper, sitting in my back seat that I have to drop off at this place, and I can do that because it's just down the street. Because my, GeoString software on my Palm Pre just reminded me about that. So, so far I found it really useful. It works out great. But again, take a look at it. It's definitely available if you have a Palm Pre, but like I said, it's probably available on other applications, or if not, other platforms like the iPhone or the Droid or something like that. It's probably available on those. If not, I'm sure there's software out there that's similar to it, because Palm Pre is not the top of the list for number of apps. Droid and iPhone definitely are up there for more apps. So I would imagine it's available for those if it's available for the Pre. Again, the name of the software is Geostrings, and it's like $2, so it's totally worth it. if you spend a lot of time on the road and you've got a lot of things that you need to get done that are not time sensitive, but they're location sensitive, and you want to get them done in a convenient and efficient way, rather than going out of your way to get something done at a certain time when it doesn't really matter if it gets done at a certain time. So anyway, thought I'd put that tip out there. I think a lot of people will find that useful. I certainly do. If you have any questions about anything in particular, or want to learn more about anything, tech-wise or geek-wise or anything else like that, please feel free to shoot us off an email. You can visit our website at red7linux.com. You can also friend us on Facebook. We've got lots of specials going there all the time and different notifications about the company. So please stay tuned with what's going on, and I think you'll find that advantageous. Thanks so much for tuning in.